Trollord Games. Join the fray.
After I click this button. What's up, everybody? After I click this button. Here comes the hell. After I click this button. Here comes the hell. All right. Hold on. I had the browser on. You're probably going to hear me twice for a minute. How's everybody? Move this window over here so I'm staring at you. Not better? Yeah, that's better. Yeah, it was a super echo. I had the browser on for a minute. So, so Steve and Tim are out of pocket today. And I got reminded of my responsibilities as I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to do the AMA today. Hey, M5, how you doing? Rethgar? Yeah, well, now some of these updates, I am the wrong person to ask, but I will do my best. Just bear with me on that kind of thing. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm working on here in a minute. But, Vic's coming into the room. Yeah, ask Chuck anything. You're right, Borfaxer. I know, Rethgar's coming in swinging hard on my poor hind end. Oh, it's terrible. Statler's in there. Hey, Statler. Fedora. Long shot. Good to see everybody rolling in here. It's awesome. I was busy working away when I found out that they couldn't do it, and here we are. So I had to throw something together real good. But anyways, let's see. What was... Rathgar's got a question about the 5e Monsters and Treasure. Yeah, that was a month ago. Yeah, you know how it is, man. Shit goes crazy. He had some sort of thing going on where he couldn't be at work at all this week, at least. I think he's going to be back tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know for sure. Oh, what CC shirt am I wearing? This is so this is an older one that we used to give out at cons and stuff. We sold some on our website. Now, our merch store, I want you guys to check this out. Hey, Pete, how are you, buddy? I want you to check this out and tell me if I think you should be able to go on there and order one like this with just this logo. Should be. If it's not, I'll have to go on there and fix that. Oh, yeah, Pete, I know. Weird, yeah. Sounds weird. Thanks, buddy. Oh, look. There's Tim sneaking in, I bet. Yeah, that's Tim. Hey, Tim. No, I'm drinking water because I literally told myself Thursday I was going to drink water, and I've drank it now for what 3-4 days straight. Yes, so I'm doing on a good little kick right now, trying to get messed up. You like my background, do you, M5? That is sort of what I'm going to talk to you guys about in a little bit. Actually, bring that up in a minute though. Oh, okay. Tim's saying with 5e, they're waiting for the publisher to get back with it. That's the printer. Yeah, exactly. And, as far as on my end goes, I know we've close to being done, so there you go. Looking forward to it myself, too, because it's got a lot of nice artwork in it. I know because me and Grape have been working on the tokens, and we had to go through there, and there was some new artwork. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's okay, Tim. I know you got lousy internet, dude. That's a nicer word than what Steve used earlier when we were talking on the phone or wherever we talked at. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Graduation time. Everybody's doing their thing, aren't they? Yeah. Hey, Rhino. What's up, buddy? Right. Hopefully I'll get to see you this Friday when we play Wayne's 2E game. That'll be good. Oh, and also, if you happen to hear a disembodied voice, that's Bake Sauce, also known as Trollord Scott, who's hanging out in Discord with me while I do this. So, yeah. There he is, if you can hear him. Not sure how he sounds, but I'm assuming he sounds all right. Yeah, the squeaky chair. Yeah. I don't know if he still got a new chair. I don't know if he ever got a new chair or not. I think the last time I watched the stream he was on, he said something about that chair again, but I don't know. But so anyway, what I'm working on today, and I kind of need your guys' help. hopefully you can help me out a little bit. What is my favorite food of all time? You can only eat one thing for the rest of your life. Sounds incredibly boring. I don't know. What would be your favorite food, Bake? I think I would like think what I would like. Duck steaks. Oh, now chuck steaks are good.
Oh no, you can't go fried steak.
I like probably honestly, and Grape knows the answer to this question, even though he asked it. Honestly, I probably would eat some form of barbecue, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's just in the room with me. He's kind of quiet. Oh, actually, you know what? You guys can't hear him at all. He's coming through my speakers. That's why you can barely. That's right. I could work on getting his voice better if you want, but he probably wouldn't give a shit about that. So it'll be all right though. I can do this. Out. Go in here under Bake. I've got him on puny one. And he'll probably be super loud to me. You guys will probably hear him. Say something, Bake. Tell us your favorite food besides chicken gravy.
Fried steak and gravy.
Fried steak and gravy. Mine's barbecue. Now, I do have a passion for noodles. Not good for me. It makes me fat. Hey, Mike. How's it going, buddy? Yeah, I like a lot of noodles. I like Italian noodles and Asian noodles. That's probably my downfall. I don't eat a lot of bread, but I know that it's the same thing. I get it. Carbs. But I'm just saying, I battled with bread and I won that battle. I don't really even want bread anymore. I would probably eat it. If I could have no, I think I have to have bread for a sandwich. That's just how it is. I was raised that way. You got to have square bread for that. But other than that, like I tried one of those leaf sandwiches one time where you get like the big leaf lettuce and put all your food in there and eat it. You know, you got pictures of people. It's like, oh, it's great. You know, it sucked. It was terrible. I hated it. Food went everywhere, all over my clothes. But anyway, let me get you guys into what I need you to do here. Yeah, rabbit food. I can't do rabbit food either. Can't do it. I am trying to lose some weight though. So currently, this is what I've been working on. See if you guys recognize this. I recognize this book right here. Not made by us. In fact, it's not been made in a long time. It came out in Connecticut. Gosh, back in the late 70s, I think. Right? I bought this thing off the rack. Yeah, I've been playing a long time. Anyway, it's called The Complete Alchemist.
Yeah, move it to the right a bit so we.
Okay, to the right.
You're overly.
This better? Coming out? Oh, no, too much.
Too much.
How about right here? That's about right. I'm gonna peek my head over top of it. Look at that. Huh? How's that? Yeah. Now I can just bring it up. There you go. What y'all guys think about that? You may ever seen this before? Anybody own one of these? Pretty good book. Yeah, it was all, check this out, guys. It was all, still got my little scrawls and stuff in. You know how it is. You make a game. But it was all hand typed. Just typed out, not like with a word processor, but like on a typewriter back in the day. It's old. It's a really great book. It's super detailed, which is way more than I think anybody would use nowadays. But as a GM, you know how it is. You like to have extra stuff, that's for sure. So that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. It's got tons and tons of stuff in here about alchemy and herbs and runes and all kinds of stuff. It's really good. Well, a lot of you know what I'm working on this. I know Grape does. But so basically in the Kickstarter for the new Castle Keeper's Guide, we, on one of the stretch goals was to put out a book that's basically going to be, the plan is, we've got 2 books that we're going to come out with, larger books. But for the Kickstarter, we've got a smaller book that has excerpts from both books eventually. But one book's going to be, both books together will cover alchemy, herbalism, and monster harvesting. Okay? And that's what I've been working on now for like the last several weeks, months, is something kind of like this here that's geared towards CNC. No, it I've been using a lot of things to kind of help me with it, like this book here. You guys probably know this book, right? One of my favorite books of all time for AD. And it's been helpful, kind of give me inspiration, that kind of thing, you know. But what we're doing is basically is I'm writing a book up. The books I'm writing are going to be, they basically allow you to use those things in CNC in a more robust fashion. Because all the years growing up with me running games, I've always included that stuff in my games, and you know, we love it, you know. And then over time, they've kind of had that stuff in the books. The CKG has some things in it. You know, it talks about a little bit about actual alchemists, and there's a skill in there for alchemy, which is kind of says you can create potions. You know, it's okay and everything, but if you're doing secondary skills, you know, and somebody in your group picks alchemy, they're just, you know, oh, I'm going to make a potion of invisibility. It's not really how that works, obviously. You know, you don't let them do that. You might as well just give them the potion. But so I'm trying to come up with some ground rules for this kind of stuff that'll be advantageous for us in our games. You know, anything that's siege engine wise, but you know, primarily for. Yeah, me too, Mike. I lost a ton of stuff. Now I've got a lot of stuff that's kind of ruined. Then I've got some decent stuff. You know, I found a monstrous mound the other day that was not too bad. I've uncovered some more crates of stuff. So I'm going to go through it this summer. We're getting ready to move here in months, I think, when we sell our house. And so I'll be able to go through there then and look at it and see what's happening, that kind of thing. But anyway, back to this. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff between the CKG. The Codex of Aird's got some stuff in it. There's stuff sprinkled all over, but not
a
nothing.
new subscriber. Prepare for battle.
Jesus Christ, that scared me. Hey, guess what? The alert went off. Oh, there it goes. God almighty. Thanks for the sub, Mike. I made that alert and I forgot about it. I don't know what in the hell was going on. What's happening? Anyway, yeah. Oh, there's Mark. Hey, Kat, how are you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Thank you for the biddies. We love you. Yeah, I did jump. Back when I used to stream all the time, that was the big thing. In fact, I was in a game one night with my friend Marcia Cat there, and we were doing Day by Daylight, and I was absolutely embarrassed on stream. I got so scared; it was terrible. That's a time ago. Hey Jay, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, so there's a lot of little stuff spread out amongst our books, and I'm trying to cull all that together. And then I'm writing up, rules and stuff on it. I've finished the herb rules pretty much. I've delved into the alchemy stuff now, which is really a pain in the butt because I've got... The problem with this stuff is I don't want to make it rules heavy because it's not CNC. You know, it's a rules-like game. So I got to be careful about the details I put in there. Because I caught myself earlier spending like 3 paragraphs on something that could have been done in 1 paragraph. But I was trying to get all the nitty-gritty. So I got to reel that back in. Yeah, you doing okay? That's Lorca Samba. He runs a really good stream for second edition / first edition content. If you guys haven't ever good dude. I don't have shout outs set up in here because I suck other stuff. But if you want to go there and see him, then you should go follow him because he's a good dude. Oh, great. That's going to happen soon for him. I think. Now he may not hear the alerts. I don't know. That's something we're working on. He's wanting to get more into it, so I'm trying to open up it more for him. But we'll see. Alerts are something you just gotta learn to get used to. I'd forgotten about them because, well, I haven't streamed. This is the first stream I've ran by myself in a long time, and the first time on this computer. Oh, that's no worries, man. Definitely go check out Jay. He's got some awesome stuff. He's the dude that can maneuver around the table and move terrain around and miniatures. And if I did that, it'd all be tore up and broke. Do a pretty good job of it, though. But, yeah, so anyway, back to the book. So I'm having a rough time with it. Herbalism part was easy. Alchemy, I have to try and reel myself back on it because, you know, the way I'm trying to simplify it is basically going to have, the way I see it is like this, right? Pick a triangle. that. Not no bottom. All right. At the top, you got alchemy. Right. Then on one leg of it, you got monster harvesting and that kind of stuff. You know, minerals, those kind of things, whatever. Actually, that would fall under the other part. Then you got herbalism, which kind of follows like nature, fungi, things like that nature. And then, of course, sometimes combine it together like that. I've run into problems where I'm trying to keep it from being so it's a huge book because it's like anything. You know, you guys take your homebrew rules, for example, borrow other people's homebrew rules, and you borrow this and you borrow that. You can end up having a huge document. And we're not trying to do that. I'm not trying to build a kg size book. So I got to learn to call out stuff that's not important, but I want to keep the basics in there. But it's difficult because when you're talking about alchemy, you're talking about using like magical essences, and you're talking about using like monster parts, you know, like say dragons or a goblin or whatever. It's endless. I mean, it's absolutely endless. So how do you list all that stuff in a book? I mean, I guess you could come out with volumes and different versions, you know, new like volume 1, volume 2, that kind of thing. But it's really been overwhelming for me. I've never written a book before, especially like this, which is an RPG book. Yes, I want to play soon. No, I've got to get Tim his character sheet for his game. I think he's going to try and run a game. If I thought, Jay, he said in July, want me to play in that barbarian game, and I rolled my character up a couple weeks ago, but I got to get back and flesh it back out and stuff because he's got a lot of homebrew rules and stuff. But I'm going to be playing a barbarian. When I say barbarian, he's a barbarian. That's not his class. The class that I'm playing is Ranger, I think. Actually. First edition Ranger. So that'll be entertaining. A lot of fun, actually. But yeah, we need to play some soon. I haven't played anything in a while, actually. Very busy. This book's really taking a lot of my time up. Oh, is it really? Oh, I can fix that. I'm glad you told me that, Statler, because I kind of need to know that kind of stuff. Actually. Let me go over here to settings. Filters. Noise gate. The other direction. That didn't seem to help any either. That didn't seem to help you. A little bit. Yeah, my problem is I obsess with stuff like that. Can try this though. If this is any better. I think this might be a little better actually. Hello? 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 Wow, okay, that didn't matter at all. I'm gonna leave it here for now. Like I said, I obsess over it. It's like you are pushed to talk. Definitely not pushed to talk. Try the game one here. I've got several filters installed. Hello? Hello, hello. Oh, that's too much. That probably made me louder, I bet. Louder. Yeah, that's loud. That's not. Put it back to normal. Probably did. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off of that because I'm lost now on it. So I don't know. It may be Discord. I don't know. It may be cutting out. But that's okay. Should be back to normal now. Works there. That's right. It works there. Where were we? I was talking about the book. Yeah. So I got some questions for you guys if you guys are up for it. I need to find the right folder though. All right, so since we're talking about this, and you can ask me questions, today we're going to do an AMA where I ask you questions. So really, this is an AUA, AYA, ask you anything. So in the Adventures Backpack, they have a listing in there called Potion Lab. All right. Now, Potions Lab sounds great, except that if I was a player and I bought that, I would think, oh, I can make potions now. So in this book that I'm writing, I'm currently working on the tools for someone who uses alchemy, right? So my thinking is, should I fool with having a portable alchemy lab, or should I say that, should I have some sort of like just simple equipment for it, or how should I do that? Or should I say at a certain level you have to use a full laboratory? What do you think? Well, that's the thing, Pete. I told Steve that needs to be redone because here's my opinion. I love rune marks, but if you play them the way they're written in the book, they are so overpowered it's unbelievable. And I've got a couple players playing in my games right now that are actually arguing with me about that. Well, it says here I can do this, this, and this. And I said, well, yeah, you can, but, it should require a lot of equipment. And so, I don't know. I've got to play around with that too because I think the key to that whole thing being overpowered is just what, Borfaxer said. It requires a lot of equipment for distilling and, boiling and just all that stuff you've got to do, all the different things. Yeah, the runes part I have no problem with. I think the runes are awesome. I just think the fact that character can do alchemy, do herbalism, it can do blacksmithing, that's crazy. I mean, I think it ought to be rewarded to be like, to a certain point, simple things. I totally get what they're trying to do with the class. Because you kind of need a lot of that stuff, I think, with the runes, maybe. But, man, that's a lot of skills to get from out of nowhere. And then if you're doing a homebrew like me where you give everybody a secondary skill, then they're like, well, can I have a secondary skill since I've already got this stuff? Well, do you? I don't know. Yeah, not a lot can be done besides Steve's River, that's for sure. Well, I thought about that. Mortal Pestle and some reagents. That could be a portable kit. Let me show you guys what I have right here. In the Adventures Backpack, they have, I forget which backpack it's in. I want to say, I don't remember now, but it doesn't matter. It has an herb satchel, and that's all it says, period, okay? So this is what I have for herbs right now. Check this out. I'll show this to you guys.
A new subscriber. Prepare
Jesus
for
Christ.
battle.
Thanks, Obsidian. I appreciate that. Sorry for... I am not handling these alerts at all. It's a bit much, I will say, but thank you for the sub. I appreciate it so much. Oh, my Lord. All right. It's going to turn into scare. Maybe I should just stream a game one night, and I'll get on here and you guys can make fun of me and scare the shit out of me. We'll do like biddy scares, like when you do $1 or something like that. It scares me or something. I don't know. Anyway, hey Santa, what's up, buddy? So this is, oh wow. So I have to put this in two parts here. It's cutting it off here. So this is the description for, yeah, I'll show you this part right here. Hey Santa, we're talking about this book I'm writing for us for the CKG. It's going to be about herbalism and alchemy and monster harvesting. So here is the first part of it here. That's the basic description. Starts off with about tools of the herbalist, right? And next part, talk about the actual satchel. That's that right there. Herb satchel costs 30 gold pieces, weighs 5 pounds. It has a encumbrance value of 3 in CNC. Herb satchel is a vital piece of equipment for any herbalist, conditioned against the basic elements, well stocked with all sorts of helpful items, and designed to help one succeed in the field of herbalism. It includes pouches to store and protect herbs, small knife and gloves for gathering, a mortar and pestle, a small iron kettle with a strainer, several small sacks, and several stoppered 1 ounce. Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. That's exactly right. Taxidermy. That's not a bad one, actually. I like it. And he also used ecology, by the way, Scott. So you know. Then that's the last part that goes underneath that entry right there. Sometimes it just boils down to good old reliable gold piece to get what you want. Buying herbs is probably the easiest way for those that are heavy on coin and light on skill. Prices for herbs vary, of course, but are usually related to just how hard it is to acquire them. And then I have a chart for all that for the herbs. Like it goes up. There's 4 levels. I think it's I'm looking here and tell you. Common, uncommon, rare, and very rare. Now, obviously, when you get to rare and very rare, you've got to have some better equipment, obviously, or it means that you have to go underground or something. Like I say, for example, you needed some sort of the rare grape ape fungus that grows beneath a black dragon's lair. Well, then you got to go down in there and kill the dragon and find the stuff, right? So that's why it's going to be considered a little more difficult as far as trying to get that kind of stuff. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of how I've always done things with my games over the years when they try to do stuff like that. If it's just really hard, or if it's like, they have to travel somewhere like that or whatever, it makes it very difficult to track down where it's at. Now, not necessarily as far as like, gathering it, but, trying to find a thing. Maybe you find some kind of weird fungus in a cave. No? I mean, is it going to be easy to identify if it's rare? No, of course not. A quest, exactly, Cador. A truffle pig. Moonflowers that only bloom on full moons and fairy cycles. Oh my God. I used to play a video game. What was that video game I used to play? And some of the stuff you had to go get it was Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. The online version, man. Some of that stuff only grows at night. And that is a pain in the butt, let me tell you. Sky is only found on the spires of Fairmount above 25,000 elevation feet. Right, and see, that's where that goes with that. That may not be really hard to figure out other than doing some research, but let's just say you came upon one of those, right, and you didn't know what it was. Then it becomes incredibly hard to figure out what it is. You got to roll a check and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of how I did that. And it's, I've taken into account for, localities, if it's like, I don't know, frozen north or deep under the ocean. Maybe there's a section of the ocean that's got a lot of volcanic activity and it's always boiling, so you have to enter this boiling water. No, the sky's the limit. So that's kind of what I've been working out with all that stuff with the herbs. But now, with alchemy stuff and collecting these alchemic materials, it's getting to be a little bit of a challenge for me. So, because I've got to come up with some equipment, some kind of tools for him that they can use besides going to a major laboratory. Because you think about it, the skill by itself is just going to be, it'll be useful as far as identifying things. But, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Oh, my phone's not muted. Hey. Sorry, guys. That was my wife. Whenever she calls, I always have that special ringtone. Makes it important. Like my living room mic? I was working on some stuff earlier for the alchemy thing. I was trying to figure some stuff out, and that gargoyle came alive over my shoulder, and there he is. And it scared me half to death. Yeah, still rocking the pony ringtone, as always. Anyway, yeah, so I've got to come up with some sort of tools for the alchemy guy, and I'm just trying to figure out, like you said, even a small portable would be the size for a wagon. Maybe just like a basic portable lab that has the basic materials, Like, for example, I'm sure this book probably has a list. We all know what they are. Like, you got beakers and all that crap, but if they've got a list in here of the equipment, I'm sure they probably do. Yeah, alchemical equipment, page 10. Great thing about this was done, let me look up the date on this book. I paid $2.98 for this book. There's literally no year in this thing. I could have sworn it was like 79. Maybe it was a little later. I don't know. It don't look like it though. Looks like an 8. Okay, so we need some emulsifying agents like a portable lab from Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. Hey, that's a good point. Might not be a bad idea. Yeah, like right here, just for an example, the list of things in here is a page long. There are roughly 25 items in here. But now some of this is kind of cool. Like there's a bandolier belt with for vials, so you can put vials of stuff in the bandolier belt. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I think we could probably come up with like a basic kit, you know, some sort of a basic alchemical kit. You know, I wouldn't call it a lab, call it a kit. Oh, you weren't here earlier, Table. This is an older book. You may have this book. I don't know. Complete Alchemist. Yeah, that's one of my books I've been using for inspiration. You know, I go through and read this old stuff. Yeah, it's a great book, man. I mean, it's really cool. That's kind of what I'm trying to replicate is something sort of like this, you know, for us to use for CNC. But you know, yet again, I'm stopped at the whole equipment thing, trying to figure out how to do it. Yeah, Pete, I think they did that on purpose. You know, I think they were trying to be. I don't know why. Maybe that's Old English or something. I have no idea. Oh yeah, Sam, I've got that somewhere. I've got the actual one, the actual catalog. You remember how it was just like a catalog? Somewhere I've got it. Well, if it's not ruined, see, I had about 3 boxes get ruined. Gosh, it's been about 5, 6 years ago. You know, in fact, they're not around. Well, Tim's probably listening, but I don't care. He can. That's one of the reasons why I have stuck by them guys for so long. Is because I guess it's been with COVID. It's probably been closer to 7 years. But I had a flood and I lost all my CNC books, just about all of them. When I went to GaryCon one year, I had said something in the forums. I think it was the forums or some sort of something. Maybe they were on a live chat or something. But I had mentioned it in passing. When I went to the con that year, he had me books set aside in a box for me. You know, and who does that? You think Watsy's going to give me books? Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. So that just says a lot about Steve and them and just how this company is. Anyway, I don't mean I'll get sidetracked easy if you guys let me. I'm about like Steve and that was yeah, the Sears and Cadillac. That's exactly what it was like. Absolutely, man. Now you want me to go find that thing? I'm gonna be digging in the basement tonight trying to find it. That was a cool ass book, and I seriously need to get that book out and look at that again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot about that book. Nah, not me, not at all. Anyway, what do you guys think about some equipment for this? Maybe a portable, maybe an alchemical kit or something. Alchemy kit, alchemy portable kit. I don't know. Hey, that's not a bad idea. In five, include a bag of holding, and then they can carry the stuff with them. Maybe have it built into the bag. That's a smart idea. I like that. Yeah, it's interesting, and I had to do a little. I had to brush up because on these books that I'm doing, I try to give a little bit, just a little bit of a history lesson because we typically on our books try to have, you know, they're useful books. Some of our books read like textbooks in a lot of ways, you know. Yep, identify taps of ores. Okay, little droppers. Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm getting an idea on that. Maybe just doing like a smaller kit, and then later on, when they get, actually, what you could do is just make the kit. Well, I don't know if I want to attach a level to it. That wouldn't work because really, when you have a secondary skill in CNC, it's just based on your checks, so your checks get better. Could have just make it more expensive. If they're going to have a bag of holding, like for example, have here's another book I've been using too. You guys probably recognize this one right here. I love this series right here, man. Great book. I've had this one forever. This one's got the old Troll Lords thing on the back bottom of it right there. It says D20 right there. Pretty cool. But this, I was buying this stuff back before I ever even knew Steve and them. Great company. That's all I can say. That's why I stuck with them. Anyway, what was I saying there? I had a thought come to mind about monsters. Oh, uh, but I'll give you an example of the our stuff reads like textbooks. But I believe I forgot that part. Give me just a second, guys. I need to check something. Okay, looks like I got a visitor at my door. So, this is great. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, okay. So you see that potion lab? How much is the potion lab in APB, Cador? Are you looking at it? Here's what I was going to show you. To give you an example, this is not in a history thing. Check out this right here. This is for the herbalism part. That's what I have for the intro for herbalism. Like that. That's just a historical reference thing. Anyway, I like to put stuff like that in there. But what we were talking about, the novice combine alchemical experiments with food. Left and right. Got 500 for 2, 1,000 for 3. A chemical field kit. Literally forgot what I was going to ask. I was going to look at my treasures. I didn't forgot now. Page 50. How much is it? Real quick, if you've got it open. Say already. You may have said already. Think about it. No, because if we're going to have, the thing about it is, they're going to have something to use out in the field if they're going to use the skills to make things besides identifying stuff. And honestly, they need to be able to do some basic things, just like the herbalism kit. What do you call it? The herb satchel. That's right. So you need to have something like that to do basic alchemy with. You know, if you just need to make sure that if you're going to use alchemy, you should be able to make similar but stronger stuff. If that makes Oh, I see what you're saying. If I mentioned 250 gold pieces to make a first level potion, I got you, Cador. Yeah. Yeah, and if you go to a big city, obviously you can get alchemy equipment from somewhere. Someone's going to have some that you can either buy or borrow or rent or whatever. You know, tons of plot hooks. That's fact. In fact, that's what I put into this right here under the alchemy stuff. Right, put under here. I said that. Yeah, I said. Here we go. There's the second part of it. Yeah, so the universe contains all sorts of sources for alchemic materials. Just like with herbs and fungi, alchemic materials are usually obtained naturally by harvesting them from creatures and or collecting them from throughout the world. This can be as easy as mining a copper vein or as difficult as killing a black dragon for its acid sac. Of course, this opens up a world of plot hooks and adventures to be sure. One can find, collect, and identify most herbs through examination of their characteristics. Oh, that's bringing in the old part of the herbalism. I got to fix that. But anyway, yeah, but that's the whole point. You do this stuff to give you extra plot hooks and adventures. I mean, I can go all day long and use, got a bunch of adventures right here. Like right here's one right here. Laying on the desk. I have no idea what it's doing here, but it's here. But I can use adventures all day long. But man, it's so cool when it's just strictly, off the rails and you're sitting around the table with your guys, even if you're online and somebody needs something like this, and they got to go find a black dragon to get, because you got to have it to make some acid potions, because you guys have to go find some other creature, or you need to get into a castle, you got to have acid. Go buy it, but what adventurer wants to pay money for anything when they can go get it by killing something? Let's face it. If you want to go, would you rather go to the store and buy it, or would you rather go kill a dragon and get the XP, get the treasure, and be able to harvest the parts off the body? It's a win-win, you know? A potion today. Who was it used to say that, Scott? I can't remember. Obsidian Risk. Who used to say that? I'll gladly give you a hamburger today. Wimpy, that's right. I couldn't remember. But anyway, yeah, so that's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Is not only to give us rules for this kind of stuff, but to also give you guys a whole new doorway to open it up for new plot hooks and stuff. Characters will want to, especially if you're allowing them to, advance in level and not just, kill everybody off by 5th level. When they start getting up to 8th, 10th level, that's when they really start getting to thinking about stuff like, maybe I do want a big giant ball of green fire on top of my tower and that kind of thing, So, that kind of stuff's important to have. I like alchemy and herbalism. I've always used them in monster harvesting in my games for years because I think it's fun. Some people want to go and they want to take a dragon head and mount it on their wall. Some people want to sell it for money. Some people want to boil it down and use it. You can take the scales and make armor out of it. It's acid sac, to make poison with. Now, of course, I've written this all through the books. It doesn't matter if you're monster harvesting, if you're doing alchemy, or if you're doing herbalism. Failure check. There are charts on there for failure, and you know what that means. You got an acid sac in your hands, and you're trying to move this acid into some sort of a glass container so you can actually contain this element, and it explodes on you. All right, so what does it take? 5d10 damage, whatever, That's an inherent risk, like you said, Kador. That's exactly right. And that's true. High-level alchemists can also send adventurers off to collect some rare ingredients. There's a perfect example. Maybe when you guys have got alchemy or herbalism and somebody hires you to go get something, but they're counting on you to have the skill to be able to figure out this is the right thing. So you don't come back and you bring back the acid sac, and he goes through all the trouble to pay for it, and it turns out that it's actually a lump in his throat or something. It's not even a real acid sac. Then you're going to be hunted down, by this alchemist's, brother-in-law, who happens to be like the dark overlord of the county over. So he's sending his minions after you. Now you're on the run because you bought, or you didn't buy, but you give him a fake acid sac, which was unintentional. But if his brother-in-law is the dark overlord, he's probably not a cool cat himself, which means he's probably not going to hear excuses. He's just going to get results, which means he's probably going to take you, kill you, then have his other brother-in-law bring you back up as dead animation, and you can be like protect his fortress or something. See how it all works out into an adventure? Very easy. Now we've got something really to play tonight. I really should get on here and run some games with you guys. We could do an interactive game, right? Like set a timer. Everybody put in their suggestions, and then the timer's up, and then I go with the suggestion. Would you guys be interested in doing something like that? I would. I think that would be kind of cool. It might be completely... I could run the game for you guys, or we could just do it together. Might be fun just to do. I could get really drunk, and then that would be great. But try something like that. I've been thinking about doing some stuff. Look at Jay. No. No drinking for me. What, Jay? I have been perfectly fine on your streams drinking. I don't drink a whole lot as it is. Sometimes I don't. I'm casual. Truly you have. Well, all right, maybe a little bit. But, if I was running a stream, I wouldn't be. But, I could take you guys through the Dark Fortress of Alchemy, Go through there, and we could use 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition rules, along with C&C. We'll throw in some Roll Master. Then we'll top it off with some DCC. About that. And then maybe a little Swords and Wizardry. Gosh, that would be fun. I'm talking crazy now, right? All right, so I think you guys have helped me solve that part about that. The alchemy field kit or whatever. I like that word too, by the way. I need to write that down. All these suggestions. Well, actually, I have a copy of the chat, so I can get the chat. Non-if charts and Rollmaster needs some DCC. I used to call Rollmaster Chartmaster back in the day. I've got that book downstairs somewhere. Well, if it's not ruined, I haven't looked in God years. So, and I've dragged my books. The majority of them, they've been with me most of my life because I've always run games no matter where I live, and I've lived all the way out in Seattle, so I've all those books there, at least a good portion of them. DCC's fun. Last time I played DCC, last time I played DCC, I had a giant hero sandwich for a weapon. We had looted some keep, and we were in the kitchen, and I found a hero sub laying. They were fixing. And I took that thing, and it got old and stiff, and I used it I couldn't attack with it. It broke, right? But what I would do is I would go into battle with it, and whatever I was going to, initiate with, I would throw the sandwich to them, and of course they would run, try to grab it because it looked like food. Then that would allow me to come in and swing. That's what the GM was letting me do anyway. It was pretty funny. That's what I like about DCC. It's always hilarious. So crazy stuff happens with spells and all that. Oh, I will tell you, I do have a special mushroom that you can get in the herbalism list of stuff. Yeah, very loose judging there. You're right about that. And these mushrooms create a wild magic effect in a 5-foot radius. So it's either going to be centered on the person that consumes them, or it affect the people around them, which is pretty good. I play tested that a couple years ago. I listed that stuff in one of my games, and the guy ate it, and he actually became a plant. Talk, everything, but they had to actually dig him up out of the ground and put him in a pot and carry him with him. And he went with him for a little while. I think, Bake, you were in that adventure. Remember, that's the one where you went and your male dwarf had relations with the hill giant lady. Remember that?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, you didn't really care about all those details. You were in love. But anyway, yeah, they were carrying that plant around in the pot for a long time. Running a game now, and one of my players wanted to fraggle for his wizard's patron. And now he has purple skin on his way to becoming a Muppet. Oh my goodness. Yep, Lorca Summon knows all about wild magic effects. I bet he does. Hey, they can get. I love that kind of stuff. Now, in my second edition game that I play in with Bake here, Scott in the background here, we play Wayne. Trollord Wayne runs a game on Friday nights in our Discord, his Discord. Anyway, I play a wild mage in that. And I haven't played a second edition character in a long time, except in Jay's games. They've been kind of hybrid. But it's been pretty wild. You get up to higher levels. Some of those spells are crazy, and I love the random chance. I absolutely want it to happen every time. I try to cast nothing but wild magic spells if I can, over and over, because I want it to proc. I want it to happen. Pretty cool. I think. I love it. I love that kind of randomness to it because it's something that I can't control, and the GM can't control. I mean, I guess the GM can control if he wants to, but it's not really something that's controlled by the current state of the game. It's wild, Got to see 24D4-year-old Saturday night. Are you kidding me? Wow, I wish I could have saw that, Jay. I know I wanted to come by and see your game, but wife had other ideals when she got off work, and that's works. But 24D4. What spell was it? Out of curiosity, do you remember? Funny. I had the Rotley's Wild Boat. I'll have to look that one up. What is that in? Which book's that in? Is that a made-up thing? Oh, Great Net Spell. I have that. I have that somewhere. I know that one. That's a huge-ass book. Great Nail Spell book. Aren't they still keeping that thing up? Maybe? I don't know if they are. At one point, I know they were trying to keep it up. Like 2000. Yeah, is that the one that's got the like the 10,000 wild magic effects in it listed, or is that a different PDF? I've got a PDF that's got 10,000 wild magic effects, which is insane. 10,000, but neat, kind of neat. Because at first you think, oh, that's kind of dumb. Then you start looking through there and you're like, oh man, this is cool. Okay, the live room of Net Wild Magic. Okay, yeah, it's craziness. I enjoy that so much. Anyways, okay, I think we got all that worked out there. You guys helped me with that a lot. I really appreciate that. That was the part that was really holding me back. Now I have some good ideas about how to approach this whole tools thing. The rest of it's pretty good. Plus, I've got 40 years worth of herbs and alchemy stuff I can put into this. I've kept track of all that stuff. I actually have a 3-ring binder downstairs that I've kept all that stuff in for years, and I've updated it on spreadsheets and stuff. Nerdy, but I really like that kind of thing. I like stuff that's makes the game just kind of open up. That's all I can say about that. Now my dogs are barking. The players trying to grasp that map. Attack everyone around was retaining. Imagine that having to be tactical. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes tactics just don't work, man, in old school. It wasn't really designed for it. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it'd be a pain. I find myself anymore when I'm running C, I really don't fool much with it. I mean, I'll have it there, because obviously someone's casting a spell or something or whatever. You need a range on something, but I don't really worry about the whole 5-foot square thing as much as 5e really got me into that. It's really built around tactics. But when I changed systems, back to C&C, it almost felt relief to not have to worry about that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of there. Like I do opportunity attacks and that kind of. I don't worry about 5. Now, if I was doing miniatures, grid, maybe. But now Jay, when he does it, Jay doesn't. He's got a ruler and he just does it really fast. He's good at it. He does it by eye. Yeah. I forgot about that. Was animated. I forgot all about that, Vic. That's hilarious. That's very true. Well, listen, I'm gonna go. It's 6:00, and I need to go see what they're barking about. There's probably a raccoon or something. But appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out with me. You really helped me out with this book. I didn't know what it was. That's solved. I'll be able to type that up tomorrow, so that'll be. I want everybody to appreciate you for coming by. I think DM Samuel's going to have his game. Wait, what day is this? Is this Tuesday? Good Lord, I don't know what day of the week it is. So DM Samuel's got his game tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get to see Grape die. That'll be good. Grape Ape could die. And then Daniel's doing a paint show one day this week. I'm not sure which day right now because he's kind of up in the air. He just got back from vacation. I know you never die. And then we've got, GMTT on Thursday. And I think Tim's putting out some sort of sale this week, so watch your newsletter. That's all I got for you for right now, guys. And then Steve will be back next week for his AMA. He'll probably be able to give you an update on all the Kickstarters. I know we're getting close to some of them actually being going out, and just really want to appreciate you for all your support and thank you for it. Yeah, man, that's all I can say about it. So with that, I will leave you with this lovely little video. You guys have a good evening, and I will catch you next time. I'm not streaming again, am I? I'll stream at some point. I promise you that. Everybody have a good night. We'll see. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm glad you reminded me about the raid. I meant to do that earlier. Is John streaming? He is. All right. Let me go look and see where he's at real quick on his deal. Oh yeah, he's live. I'm gonna go over there. All right, hang loose, guys. Let's go raid these guys, okay? I won't do my fancy video now. Leave it for later. So we're going to raid Blue Box RPG. And again, guys, thank you so much. Let's get this raid going. We're going to go quick. So just everybody stay right here and we'll go bam over there and aggravate these hind end. Thanks again. You guys have a good evening. I love you very much. I will see you later. Oh, boom.
Left-hand corner. For those of you who were at Blue Box Con and specifically the Ren Fair, you know her as our Viking Queen. Those of you who watched Josh's